Now, so for our task, we had to do a survey to get some results. From our survey, we got the 42 responses, and our survey had the one and only question, which was why do we drop rubbish on the ground during recess and lunch times? The options to answer this question which were A, only because the bins are too far away, or B, because you don't want to lose your seat or miss part of a conversation amongst your friends, C, because you can't be bothered, and then for the last answer, we said other. Now, the reason for this is because we wanted to see that if we missed any excuses or that sort of thing, just so they would help with our research. And now the results for the survey. So pretty much our results made sort of a rough quarters. The most popular answer was the other option. So some of the answers that people put in the other option were normally just trying to mess around and sort of saying things that weren't relevant. But a lot of them said that they don't pollute. The reason for this was because people didn't read the question properly, or we didn't really word it properly. Because so what we were asking for is for the reason why most likely kids drop rubbish, and we weren't like pointing at any kids or saying that everyone drops rubbish or whatever. So we probably should have worded a bit sort of more in general, saying that people do drop rubbish, but not in particular us. Or we also could have just asked for the reason why there are people at school who drop rubbish. And so for the results, other than the first place option, the order was because the bins are too far away, and then after that it was because we can't be bothered, and then coming in last it was because you don't want to lose your seat or miss part of a conversation amongst your friends. In conclusion, we've learnt that the reason that is most popular for people dropping rubbish on the ground is because the bins are too far away, and then also because people can't be too bothered with walking over.
Great Pacific Garden Patch, also known as GPG, was found in 1997 and is ever growing. Here are some facts. The garbage patch contains over 2 million cigarettes, over 1.5 million food wraps and containers, over 1 million plastic bottles, over 900,000 lids and caps, over 700,000 pieces of cutlery, and over 600,000 straws. With over 1.9 billion tonnes of litter every year, Australia pollutes approximately 7 billion cigarette butts. A total of 41,875 tonnes of litter was collected through litter bins in 2009 to 10, representing a 46.8% increase from 2008 to 2009, and only 1 tonne of the litter is collected. The garbage patch is split into 3 parts. Part 1 being the smallest part on the very left, Part 2 being the widest part and least amount of rubbish. Part 3 is the second largest with the most amount of rubbish. The patch is awful. Scientists have done experiments of all kinds of animals living there. They get the dead species, cut them in half, and find what's inside them. People have found all kinds of things, from rusty bits of metal to scissors.
According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, every Australian contributes around 2 tonnes of waste each year. This data is based on household garbage and industrial waste created by things we buy or use. But with schools, there is a lot of data that has been missed. During school hours, the majority of 2,000 students from around the school come to the forum to buy their food, or eat their own homemade meal, which leaves the space overflooding with garbage. The job of cleaning up after this alone is a massive responsibility, and to put this on our maintenance crew, big ask. If we as a school wish to make a change to our environmental impact that we create, then we must focus as a community to control our waste. The result of our survey, which received 42 responses. At 31%, the favourite was other, which the majority of the answers were that they don't drop their rubbish and they put it in the bin. But despite this, the biggest reason as to why people do not put their rubbish in the bin is because the bins are too far away. This means that a simple and efficient way to reduce our overall polluting could be doubling the amount of bins that we have around our school. This would mean that bins would be more available to students and staff, and as they would not have to walk as far to get them. As for those who said that they couldn't be bothered, younger years should have a more common sense about the consequences.
Every time we let go of our responsibility as students of Aquinas College and choose not to properly dispose of our waste, we are supporting this monstrous issue. We need to take responsibility of our own actions and the actions of our peers to help support those who are dedicating their lives in order to make our ocean safe for not only the animals affected, but also to protect our planet.